All right. So this is the part 2 of the course introduction. Now in this video series, we are going to see like what the contents are we are going to learn or cover first before actually diving to the projects. So let me move this slide. So we will start off by what is Laravel. Then we will have the installation of the Laravel. So there are multiple ways of installing Laravel. Then the most important and most asked interview question is basically the life cycle of the Laravel. Then the configurations, like what are the configurations, we will talk about the directory structures, deployment, how to deploy the Laravel applications, and before deploying the Laravel application, what things we must keep in our mind in order to make our website or whatever we are going to develop to make it more faster and more reliable. Then we will talk about what are facades. Then we have the routing, middleware, CSRF and XSRF tokens, controllers, request responses, and like views and sharing data. So this is basically like the important concept. So views and sharing data. So this is basically, let me give a little introduction about that. Is like if you want to share a one specific view to the entire application or to some parts of the application, so where we can use the views and then sharing the data. The next slides come with like the what is assets bundling, and we are going to cover the wheat here. Validations, error handlings, console commands. So the console commands are really important and really powerful and comes in really handy when it comes to the cron jobs things. And then we will talk about the caches, collections, what are collections, events, certain events, and how we can trigger those events. Then we have the file storage system, helpers, localization. So localization is basically like translating the application into multiple languages. Mails and notifications. So these are two different concepts. So mail is another concept and then notification is basically a separate concept. Then we have the processes, queues, rate limiting. So rate limiting is basically like how we want to control a certain web page or web application. So the number of requests, we can limit like how many requests can be sent per minute or per second, stuff like that. Then we have the task scheduling. So queues and task scheduling are basically the same concept. So sorry, the commands and the task scheduling is basically like a same concept, but still these are two different things. Then we have strings, authentication, authorization policies. So basically this is really important point is the policies and the gates, email verification, encryption, password reset. Then we have migrations, seeding the data, factoring. So I should rename it like the seeding to factoring. So there's two different concepts like seeding and factoring the data. Query builder, we have pagination, we have ORM relationships, mutators and casts. Then we have the API resources, API creating, JWT authentication, and then we will cover the patterns. So these are the things that we are going to learn before we actually dive into the projects. Alongside with that, what I am actually going to teach you is basically you will also be able to learn how to deploy the applications on the web servers, and then how you can actually integrate with your application using the SSH commands. So basically we are also going to learn a little bit about of cPanel, stuff like that as well. And then how we can basically successfully, finally the main goal will be like how to successfully deploy the application onto the web server. Either it's a domain, it's a subdomain or stuff like that. We will cover all these things there. All right, so by the end of this course you will be able to learn and develop and deploy your own applications from zero to hero. And don't worry, this Udemy course, like the Udemy is giving you a 30 days money back guarantee. So if you don't find anything interesting and you find like this course is really that you are already aware of, then you can refund your amount or then you can withdraw from the course as well. Now before learning the course you should have a little bit experience of PHP as well. So that's really important, because if you don't know anything about PHP, you should first then learn the PHP. Other than that, if you have a little experience in PHP, then I will be covering and teaching you each and everything in this course from zero to hero level. Alright, so that's about it for this course introduction and course contents. My name is Walid Akhlaq and I will see you into the course